Well, this is a podcast about horses, and this is a podcast about docking. But most importantly, we are a podcast about superheroes. Stranger Things isn't really a superhero show. So I wanted to compare each season of Stranger Things to a superhero project for our audience to understand. And I think that everybody would agree with this. I'm going to start with the latest one. I'll start with season 4. I think that season 4 of Stranger Things, if I was to compare it to any superhero project, maybe I would go Infinity War, maybe I would go Endgame, because it's a hodgepodge and there's a lot going on, but it's still awesome stuff going on. But I actually think a better comparison is a project you don't like very much, which is I'm going to compare it to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And it's because I think there are probably too many plot lines with varying stakes. But overall, it's very fun with a great conclusion. It does match the tone of the rest of that universe, but just increases the scale and stakes tremendously. But like, for example, like in Zack Snyder's Justice League, you have the Martian Manhunter scene with Lois Lane where he goes as Martha Kent trying to convince Lois Lane to like get back to the, land of the living or whatever. You don't need that scene, objectively. Doesn't need to be in there. Doesn't matter. That reminds me of some of the scenes in season 4. And then also, like, Zack Snyder's Justice League is 4 hours. It's too long. There are a lot of episodes of season 4 that are really stretched out. Like we just talked about the finale. But overall, it's great and it's a lot of fun. And like that Flash scene is all time from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Just like there are multiple scenes like Eddie playing the song that are all time scenes for Stranger Things or running up that hill. I absolutely feel that would be an apt comparison. I've already told you, so I'll be quick. I think that Stranger Things season 3 is a lot like TASM 2, right? It's extremely messy fun. Both this season and TASM 2 shove way too much in their runtimes, and so much so that they prevent themselves from reaching the standards of even the worst in that franchise, right? I feel that TASM 2 is easily one of the worst Spider-Man movies, just like I think that season 3 of Stranger Things is the worst in that season. But there are highs that do make it a fun rewatch with friends, the fireworks scene, the Times Square scene, but I've already talked about that. I talked about that last week. So now here's the new stuff that I think you'll find interesting. I think a comparison for Stranger Things season 2, a great comparison, is Incredibles 2. It follows up this iconic all-time movie, all-time season television. Despite being a clear step down from the original, Incredibles 2 and Stranger Things season 2, they both capture a lot of the essence of what brought them their popularity in the first place. They also introduce fun new wrinkles, right? The Mind Flayer is interesting in the lore. You also have other heroes living. You've got, a lot of Frozone stuff, but both fall flat in some areas. A lot of people think it's a lot of funny over substance in Incredibles 2. A lot of people don't like the screenslaver, and then you obviously have the bad bottle episode in season 2 with 8 and all that. And that's what leads both of these projects to be being really overhated. Incredibles 2, we talk about all the time. We're like, it's super fun, and people are like, no, it's Season 2 going into this, I was told, is easily the worst season. I couldn't disagree more with that. And then I think Stranger Things season 1, I think the perfect comparison is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, Spider-Man Homecoming. It's a small, contained story. It includes intrigue and twists.